Hi, Gemini. It's Angela. We are going to do your September update for Gemini Sun Moon Rising, or wherever it is in your chart, or whoever happens to be drawn to this video, that this message is for you as well. Okay. We do soul guidance readings that are intuitively led. We get to sort of highlight an aspect of ourselves or a concept that we can focus on and transform as we grow our spirits, day to day, month to month. We always pull one oracle card. We're using the Earthcraft deck. We're going to get a theme from that card, and then we will define it further using the Zen Tarot cards, okay? And Gemini, the card I pulled for you is Accept Your Gifts. Yeah, this is beautiful, really. This is an acknowledgement of the uniqueness that is within you, that what you have to offer to this planet, to this world, to the universe. Are you, say, a natural cook? Do you like to create recipes and then share them with others? Your gift does not have to be, this thing you do for a living. Your gift is just, exercising those vibrations and using them to keep your own soul in its natural flow, right? Maybe you're more of a nurturer and you love to tend to others, and then maybe in your work you are like a nurse or a caregiver. Maybe you like to help, play with animals and work with them, but there are many ways that we can utilize our gifts. The first step it takes that we need to do, though, is to erase the doubt that we have and be in full acceptance of those gifts, right? If we have any doubt, then, things become, well, first of all, if you have an inclination, like, say, I love to cook, but I don't know if I want to show anybody those recipes. I'm not sure if I want them, to criticize it if they don't like it or whatever. Remove that from the equation, right? It's a matter of, where is your joy? Do you have joy when you cook and create meals? Then that's what you do. That's when you're in your flow of your gift, right? Without all the judgment or the outcomes or the worry about how it's going to be received. It's just doing it for the sake of the joy. That's in full acceptance of your gift. It feels natural. It feels like, sort of like you're coming home. And when you're in doubt, that's an energy drainer, right? So if you're in full acceptance, you're on that path and you're being fueled by, whatever your gift is, by putting it in action and doing it more and more. That gives you fuel. And if you doubt yourself or doubt how it's going to be received, that sucks the life out of you, right? That's a drain on your system. So let's get to the Zen cards and see what we can gain from this wisdom here, in as far as accepting our gifts. Okay. First card here for you, Gemini, we got totality. Okay, this is it. Be fully in it. Be in the zone. These acrobats, they're flying around and doing their little routine. If one of them goes, oh, you know what, I don't know about that next part when I do an a tumble in the air, I don't know if I can do it. That doubt creeps in, you're out of the zone, you're out of your focus, and you're going to probably go tumbling down. And they all will, right? Because it's the focus has to be there. So this is good. This is calling for you to tune in to those things that bring you the most clarity and joy, and define them. There could be more than one thing, and then put one of them into practice and be fully in it, and see what the result is. See how you feel as a result, right? Not how others feel about it, because that's when that doubt thing can really take over. This card here is an internal awareness or an internal support to this energy of totality. And we got guidance. Yeah. Follow your heart and be in it all the way. Nothing really more needs to be said there. use your intuition, use your soul's guidance, and then be in it fully, right? You know, some of you may have turned your gifts into an occupation or into a career. And at times you could feel a little lost and a little without guidance. And that's just a time to make sure you remember, I need to tune in fully. I need, first of all, follow my vibration, my own vibration. Say you're a musician and that's what you do for a living, and it feeds your soul and you love it and you're gifted, and you come upon a block where you're not writing, you're not creating anything new. You know, you're doubting yourself. Maybe the sales of your last record weren't as high as you thought. Those factors are all, they're all practical, real world factors, especially if it's your career. But once you lose the joy and that inner drive and that inner guidance and that flow, you know, I wouldn't say you're going to fail, but you're missing the point, right? You're not in it. Now you're not in it all the way. That's, you know, this is your starting point. This is like where the first factor that you need to nail down, right? So yeah, it's important to remain fully in it and immersed. And whenever, you know, whatever it is, if it's that you love to be around animals, you know, be with them fully and, you know, love on them, pet them, enjoy them, watch their movements, you know, listen to their language. If that's your gift, that's where your flow is. As a result, when you're in that flow, other things in your life flow as well. Things become easier, or you get to see it through a fulfilled soul's lens, right? And that makes everything seem wonderful and easier. So really make sure that you're first of all guided by your soul's calling, and then when you take that activity, that you're in it fully, all the way, without any wavering focus. In the external position and the card that is a result in your real external world, the result of these two energies combined, we got transformation. Things will change. Like we said, if your focus is fully on that which feeds your soul, and even if it, like I said, this isn't always about getting ahead or getting recognition or making a living from it. It's the sole purpose of it is so that you are fulfilled. You know, that fulfillment can carry you far in other ways. And that's where the transformation comes into place. Because once you're filled up in that way, everything just becomes smooth. Everything shifts. You get growth spurts, you know, in other areas of your life. Your relationships might improve. Make sure you're tending to that which is your unique gift and talent and desires. Make sure that you tune into that and find some time for it. This doesn't mean, you know, I'm going to, just do nothing but cook all day, right? If that's my gift. Like for me, my gift is of intuition and guidance. I don't do it all day. I have many parts of my day where I'm, you know, not using it at all and using the logic side of my brain. And, you know, but when it's time to tap into it, I'm in it fully, right? Like before we create these videos, before I get on screen, I do a clearing. I do, you know, I shuffle, I bring in the energy of the sign of Gemini or whomever I'm reading for. And, you know, it takes probably 10 or 15 minutes to prepare before I even turn the screen on to get myself in that flow, right? And that's that totality that we're talking about. And it does, and it has shifted for me by using these practices and being fully immersed. It really does change. It changes the way I see things, and it changes the way I participate in my life. Okay, let's go back down. This card here is the key to moving forward, the key to your growth, to that next level of awareness as it pertains to accepting your gifts fully. And that card is experiencing, wow, this is kind of the same vibration as totality. And this is on I feel like in this spread, This is more of a mental determination or a soul's full immersion. And this is more in your physical world as well. Experience it. Like maybe this is the focus on what your gift is and executing it and being fully in it while you're doing it. And then this card is more receiving and experiencing the result of that. And really not just cooking the meal and that's it, but cooking it and then serving it and then eating it yourself and savoring it and tasting, where could I shift, the balance of spices? What could, that's what I mean by the experiencing of it. It doesn't just end with the action, right? Like for me, when I read and I'm pulling cards, if I pull cards for someone and go over the cards and what they mean, I don't just say, okay, here, that's it. Take the cards, right? For you guys, I kind of have to do that because no one's talking back to me. Although you could leave me comments, that would really help. Then I can get we could have a full experience. But in a live reading, it's an exchange of energy. It's not just me saying, here's what to do, or here's what to look at. It's an exchange, and there's responses that come through. And then we sometimes explore those, or we just acknowledge it and sit with it for a minute and move on. So this is what I mean by the experiencing sort of the fruits of your gift, right? Okay, so now that you've mastered that, we get to move on to this sort of growth point here, our higher level of awareness. And we start with the creator. So now that we've figured out the mechanics, right? I have my gift. I'm going to immerse myself into it fully. I will follow my soul. I will watch how it transforms in other areas of my life. And I will make sure to complete the experience, every chance I get, as far as, watching the outcome or receiving the feedback or whatever that is. Now you're at this point where you're like, hey, I'm in charge of like all of this, right? Every time I go to the kitchen to cook a meal and I get ready to create, my soul is behind it. My soul is guiding it. And the outcome of it, I've also created that, right? Just know that the quality of your experience in this life is determined by your input. You get to determine how much of yourself to put into something, as far as if it's talking about your gifts, or how little. You get to determine the experience and the quality of that experience just by the way you shift your focus toward it, and by how much of your soul and your inner guide is there with you while you're doing it, right? That's why with this accepting your gifts card, there are a lot of cooks, right? But there's one you with the soul that you carry, and the way that you like to add just, a little bit more herbs to that pasta sauce, or, I like a whole bunch of garlic in my food, or, salt isn't really my friend, so I use lime or something else that will perk up do you know what I mean? Like there are a lot of cooks, and the unique way that you approach it, you get to own that fully. And that's where, and you get to create, the full experience of it yourself. Now, internally, the card that is supporting the inner vibration that supports this knowledge that you're creating your entire experience is We Are the World. This is reminding you not to forget that, yeah, you're the creator of your experience, and you're also part of this collective. There are many other energies. It's, if life is all energy and you are focusing yours in one certain direction for a certain quality of experience in this lifetime, don't forget, everything else that's contributing to it, right? There's other beings, other spirits, other just basic universal vibrations that can support you and hold you in this. And, you know, kind of the reminder that, yeah, you're creating your path, but you're also never alone. I love that, especially when it comes to, you know, kind of bearing ourselves and accepting and projecting out our gift to the world, even if it's just to a small circle of friends. You know, I'm going to cook dinner and I'm going to share it with you guys. There's a vulnerability that goes with that. And to really be soul aligned when you're moving through this endeavor, or you know, applying your gift, to really be soul aligned means that if there's vulnerability, you still always kind of know you're held, and you don't, there isn't really any there's no way you can fail if you're approaching this from a soul perspective. Now, for some of you that are also utilizing your gift like as a career move and maybe earning money with it, that becomes, you know, a whole different animal, because then you have practicalities that have to come into place. There are, you know, you kind of have to measure. It can be the creation of your gift or the creation of your product out into the world can be soul aligned, but then there's also real world factual daylight issues that have to be addressed, like, you know, how much are my sales, what percentage am I going to get, you know, that kind of stuff. But the core of it and the impetus to get it going is from the soul, and that's what makes that unique for you, right? Because it's your soul. Okay, now the final card, and this is like the cap of the, you know, the cherry on top of the whole reading, of this whole journey of following our accepting and utilizing our unique gifts. We got adventure. So for sure, if you're not having fun and there isn't something to look forward to, you know, rethink this thing, like go back to the square one and get fully immersed in the totality vibration, and make sure you're being guided by what's in your soul, because this whole practice of recognizing, accepting, and putting into practice our gifts, our unique gifts, should be fun. It should be hopeful. And even though we don't know what to expect, just putting it out there is part of the adventure itself. And then, you know, like this little figure, she's going toward that sort of rainbow world, and she doesn't really know what's there. She just knows she's drawn to it. And I'm going to try this, and I'm going to try it again, you know, even without knowing what the outcome is, we still go toward it. And that's what makes this thing fun. That's what makes your, you know, accepting and utilizing your gift. That's what makes the adventure, right? So don't forget to have fun while you're doing it. It doesn't have to be laborious and, oh, I didn't get that right, I put too much lemon. You know, the other day my daughter made pasta and it was delicious. It was this vegan pasta dish she made, and I was like, oh, this is really good. And she was like, I didn't salt the pasta enough. Then she threw it all, no, I mean, she saved it, I ate it, but she wouldn't eat it. And I was like, wow, that's pretty harsh. I thought it was really good. She put it together, she created it herself, but she didn't salt the pasta. Yeah, maybe it was a little bit bland in that area, but then she just, you know, you can add spice afterwards to the sauce or whatever, and it helps. But yeah, so being able to, and maybe, you know, in some ways, utilizing our gift is a practice. Like with my daughter, practice and practice until, you know, I get it just the way I want it. And there's beauty in that too. So I just don't like her to be hard on herself, but you know, that's mom stuff. But yeah, so very good. So how will you recognize and immerse yourself and share your gift with others? Think of that in the next couple weeks, and check in with me and let me know. Or if not, I'll see you in October.